Hey, 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 hey. What a great day. And if it's not a great day, make it a great day. And you know why you're going to make it a great day? Because it's your day and God has allowed you to see another day. So make the best of it, regardless of whatever you have going on. So I'm entering the room today, for I am Tanya R. Brown, your host with the most. Okay? And like I said, I'm figuring this thing out because I have to do, some different things because uh, they're trying to mess up my flow, my greatness, right? Trying to make me pay, trying to make me pay out the yin yang. You hear me? Trying to make me pay out the yin yang. For these are the bells and whistles that I love. But like I told you, we're gonna find a way to get over it, around it, under it, or whatever we're gonna do. These obstacles that's put in my way, and I want you to do the same thing. When an obstacle is put into your way, I want you to find a way to get over it, under it, around it, whatever. Do not let it discourage you. It can slow you down to make you think. That's fine. That's absolutely okay. But do not stray away from it, especially if it's something that you're passionate about, something that you want to do, or whatever. So, obstacles will be put in your way, especially for something that's good for you, meant for you, and all that type of stuff. But if it's something that's totally bad and rotten and ain't no good for you, you probably can do it with so much ease. You hear me? It is very hard. Like, it's easy to get into trouble, very hard to get out of. So to me, it's very easy to do things that is not very good, like bad. And when you're trying to do something good and great and all that type of stuff, that's a little challenging. So with that being said, be your amazing self. Okay, don't let nobody stop you from that. So I open up the show today, very quick show that we're going to have today. I hope to come back again. So, what I did, and I kind of like that too, the 30-minute countdown. We tried it 30 seconds, and that's pretty, 30 seconds is okay. It kind of sent out the notice that you got 30 seconds to start to chime in because I'm live. If you got all your settings together, right? You got that subscribe button, push with that bell notification. Um, that 30 seconds would notify you and say, hey, Tanya's about to go live. And then you can get here. And then, then I, do a little bit talking and, giving you some time to get in here as well. What else I got going on? Because like I say, I get on here and I freestyle. And plus things are different. So today is a wonderful day. Um, and I will tell you about that in a minute. Let me get ready to try to bring in my real introduction that we have not been able to get for a couple of days due to technical difficulties, but here we go. Now that's wrong. Hold on. Work with me. Work with me.
I can see, baby, looking wild and looking tired and looking for me. Oh, right. Hey, but I said it ain't gonna happen. This way.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's how I like to enter the room. You hear me? It's back. It's back. Ah, that makes me so excited to hear that my son put that together for me. Then my grandbaby on that. Hey, she doing her thing, everything, so um what a great day it is. So now let's get into what we're gonna talk about today. And then let me do the video that I'm going to talk about is I'm doing a reaction video. Excuse me. I'm doing a reaction video. Let me take this down. Hold on. Let me see something. All right. So just doing some things a little bit different. I told you, working in this back office and learning this system and program is number one, I'm not that savvy at all this type of stuff. So, and this what took me so long to even try to do a YouTube show and all of that. I wanted to do it like years and years ago. And had I just did what I'm doing now, I would have been ahead of the game. But I put it off and I put it off and I put it off because I started doing this when the CVD, because they say some words you can't say on here because it triggers the system, and then they start blackballing you. You get in trouble for saying different things, and actually, you could not say that. The YouTubers, you can't say X X. You can't say R. You can't say R-A-G. I'm spelling stuff wrong. E. You got to say grape for make it rhyme. You got to say X maybe for you can't say this. You gotta say CVD because you don't want to make the system um, attract your thing. I'm probably already getting an attraction because this title is is puppet Trump. Is Donald Trump puppet? So I'm probably gonna it's probably going right into that ding 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 ding. Somebody talking about you, you know. And he don't like that. So pray for me. Pray for me, okay? Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Okay? So anyway, um, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna bring up the video. Excuse me, this is the first time I watched it. Excuse me. This is the first time I watched it, and we're gonna watch it together. So let me put my disclaimer up. Let's see how that goes. Hold up. I got it here. Let me see if I go over here. How does that work? Give me a second because I don't know if it's going to work or not. I got to still get my son to help me um, do some things still. But while I'm doing that, we can do this. Oh, yeah. Hit that like, subscribe. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button. Do that for me, please, if you like the information that I'm sharing. And then, come on here. I'm here, y'all. I'm gonna open the lines up too if y'all want to call. So give me a second. I'm gonna run this across the screen right quick and let the display. I wish I could have more than one thing. Here we go. Excuse me. I think this is working out good. All right, and let's get this video going. See, I'm learning how to get around this because everything that I'm doing. So let me tell you about this right quick. You're like, there she go getting off of the path. But um, so like I said, I would have been doing this earlier on when the CVD first came out in 2019, 2020, whatever it was. And everybody was getting over here. They was even telling you, they said, get on these social medias because we were stuck in the house, different things was happening. That was the turn of the time. So even people that was doing videos like YouTube and stuff like that, and they've been doing it for years, at that time, that's when it took off. Okay, that's when it took off. Like everybody that been doing it for years, this was the moment because people were stuck in the house. Should if we had stocks in YouTube, that should have been a good time because everybody at that point was in the house watching YouTube, watching you know, Facebook, Instagram, just all of the all these social media networks. So it just took off, and I wanted to get into the action. But at that time, it was like different people was doing like different things, and I was following what people was doing. You know, most people had that little setup and they looked so professional and this and that. Then you had a few that was just operating off of that telephone. Some people was just like sharing that life and it was just getting really personal inside of what they got going on and now, you know, home life and stuff. So I just didn't know. I wanted to do it, but I wasn't too sure what to do. So I'm like, no, I don't want to get on there and be, you know, showing my life. I don't want to do that. Okay, my kids don't want to do that. They're like, I'm not gonna be making a show out of them or myself. And sometimes, you know, when you make a spectacle of yourself or whatever the people trying to see, you know, this what I'm doing right here, you know. So you got to find your niche. So then you got to find out, you know, like I need this, I need that, you know. I can't do it till I get this, and I can't do it till this happen, and blah blah blah. So I actually wasted, you know, a good two I actually wasted like a good 2 to 4 years of messing around going, I ain't ready yet. Trying to wait for the perfect time to be ready to do it. So at this moment, I said, you know, um, I wanted to try to do something. So uh, look, I guess we're having a sharing moment. So um, I had I found a niche, I think, but I found something that I kind of enjoy talking about, and I'm doing it now. And I still don't really know the direction of this show. Like, is it? It is kind of like politics. I will say that, but it's more like not so straight up politics. It's life. And it just seemed like politics are playing a heavy part of our lives um, due to 47, because he ain't playing around. So even to me, if you wasn't into politics, I think at this time you will be into politics a little bit because it just overrules your life a little bit. And I mean, some people might be sitting around and thinking, I'm not, you know, I don't, and people tell me that I don't sit around and follow him or I ain't got nothing to do with that and stuff. But whether you follow him, whether you think you got something to do with it or whatever, everything that he's deciding to do has some kind of it has some kind of aspect in your life. So whether you think you listening or taking a part of it, he's in your life, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. So that's how I kind of ended up here. So, but we're gonna discover different things as I move along. So the message behind this too, and like I said too, for my children and my grandkids and stuff like that. I love to watch the videos, and I just can't sit here and be watching videos and don't be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get into action. So, so as well, I'm creating this so that my grandkids and great grandkids they can always look on social media and say, "Who was my grandma?" In which today, before the show is over, I will be sharing a picture of my mother. It's my mother's birthday. It's my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, mommy. Jackie Brown is her name, okay? She would have been 70 years old today, and that lady ain't nothing to play with. You hear me? And the she where she couldn't see me right now. Hey, mom, she can see me, and she's very proud of me too. I know because this is really her line of fire. She she was a say is too was and is a freedom fighter. So she was always about look. She was always about that life back in the day. Okay, and she like, oh, my daughter finally getting it, and that's what we all gotta do. We gotta get it. You know, we gotta get it. So on the black side, we gotta get it on the black side. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm out here now. And I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm working with what I have. Okay, so and I don't care if people sit around and say, "Oh, well, you need to do it like this, or you need to do it like that." I'm gonna figure out how to do it as I'm doing it. Okay, so that's what the message is. Do if you got something that you want to try to do, just do it. You know, do the best that you can do. But if you sit around and try to wait to the perfect moment to do it, you know, I know you don't want to do it and like look like a fool or whatever, or say this and that. I'm not telling you just to blindly go out there and just try something and it don't make no sense. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying put it in the best order that you can and then give it a try. You know, make it make sense. But go ahead and give it a try. Everybody out here got good sense, so you get what I'm saying. So just don't wait for everything to line up because nothing's gonna line up evenly like it's supposed to. You can have everything set up. You said, "Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I got everything all lined up in perfect order. Let's do this." And as soon as you get ready to do it, it still don't go right, and you got everything in order. All your I's and T's and all that type of stuff dotted and crossed, and you still run across some hiccups. So, and it's okay. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. So anyway, let's get into the show. Let's get into the podcast, okay? And is Donald Trump a puppet or is he just like that? That is the question. All right.
And they don't need the spotlight. They're not on Forbes, and they don't need the spotlight. Yet they control the money, the data, and even the fate of America, all from the shadows you've never seen. Let's uncover their world together. 1. The Mercer family, private secrets and bizarre obsessions of America's power elite. Among the most powerful families pulling strings behind the scenes in America, the Mercers stand out as a name wrapped in both influence and mystery. They are one of the most controversial and secretive dynasties in the country, commanding immense power while staying far from the public eye. From finance and technology to politics, their influence runs deep. But behind that polished image of success lies a world of eccentric lifestyles and bizarre obsessions, especially when it comes to the family's two most prominent figures, Robert Mercer, the reclusive billionaire patriarch, and Rebecca Mercer, his powerful daughter entrenched in right-wing political circles. Next, let's dive into the life of the Mercer family.
Hold on, I don't even know the Mercers. Anybody ever heard of them before? Because I haven't. So this right here is, the secret billionaires, the secret family billionaires that uh, may control may control 47. But we know, and I'm going to talk about that they control both parties. Like, it's families that support his campaign and give him a lot of money for his campaign because they looking for favor back. They do that with Republicans and they do that with Democrats. And right now, our FK Jr. is talking about a third party, which is nothing new because we had a third party anyway, which is the independent. Nobody pays it any mind because everybody's to influence what, who, how much money somebody raised, and um, not making the right decisions. The third party, which is will be the independent party, not the American party. I'm getting off the subject, but you know what? It's hard to stay on subject when you talk about this type of stuff because there's no one way, right? And I think if you think one way, hold on. All right, look, let me tell her. This is my daughter calling. I'm gonna call her right back. She's gonna be online. Let me see. Because we celebrate my mama's birthday today, too. Yeah, hey. So I'm doing the live right now. You on live too. Um, but I want to finish this right quick. You good? No, it didn't. But I call you back. All right. Love you. Okay. So when I was talking about that, um, the third party. So they buy into the Democrats and the Republicans. They buy into that candidacy. They'll say, well, Mercer family, whatever, like, I'll support you and I give you these X amount of dollars. In return, you're going to do that for me. And the same thing, like, for the Democrats. And, like, I support you as long as you look out for me, too. But independents that don't really have any power, nobody really wants to support them. So that's why they kind of drop out the race. Even RFK Jr. was trying to run as an independent on this particular campaign, and it wasn't working out for him because his family really like a Democratic family. I think he get in where he can fit in, and then I heard that he went over to the Democratic side first and say, "Hey, I'll side up with you and use my little influence and try to see if we can work together." Or he went over, and they said, "No, no, no." And then he went over to the Republican side, 47 side, and he said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I can use you. I can use you." So he swayed in between. And I even think that sometimes they think independence meaning that you can go either way. So I am an independent. I'm not like like, ooh, I can go this way or I can go that way. I go in the way of human decency. So that's what, if everybody could, independence would mean that they had it like, say, I stand 10 toes down and all that type of stuff, and you stand on what's right and you stand for the people. So that's how I operate if I was running for any kind of office as an independent, that I work for the people, right? And what the people want. And I know everybody gonna want something different, but long as it is, of common decency and different stuff like that, then I stand for that. So, but we can't get into that. But I think we will now that it's been introduced as the American, what is it? The American Party. And that's all he's saying is the same thing I'm saying too. We the people, we the people, we the American people. So, but don't fall for that, especially coming from him because he sways both ways, RFK Jr. So don't fall for that. And as black folks, but as all folks, we need to just stand on independence. Not the American Party, the independent party. So that's my 2 cents on that. But nobody supports it. So we're going to get into the second family because these people are bored. And I'm going to show you something else with Donald Trump said. I'm going to try to find his clip where he said he is not bored. And I think his no, I think his girl, what's her name, Caroline Levitt might have said it. Or that girl, Christine Bobby or whatever, might have said he can't be bored. Haha. Take a look at this. I think he's already bored. You know what I'm saying? So and he is bored. I don't even know how they can say that. So he's bored like a he. They bat him like crazy. But rumor has it too that lady Christy Bobbitt, whatever her name is, um, they fired her. That's something to investigate. But let's get to this second family.
Family's patriarch, Robert Mercer, a man of extreme privacy but with an unusually eccentric lifestyle. Few would guess that one of the most influential figures in American politics once lived like any ordinary man. Robert Mercer wasn't born into luxury. He grew up in a modest, middle-class family, where every dollar had to be carefully spent. His dream of success didn't come from inheritance. It came from a deep personal obsession with rising above his humble beginnings. In his early career, Mercer had no choice but to borrow money. To pursue a path in programming, and later, quantitative finance, he took out student loans, worked odd jobs, and accepted a slow, unglamorous start in humble research labs. His life during those years was a constant hustle, living in rented apartments, driving an old car, and carrying the daily weight of financial worry. But then, everything changed, in a way no one could have imagined. When Robert Mercer joined Renaissance Technologies, he helped rewrite Wall Street's playbook. The algorithms he co-developed didn't just deliver consistent double-digit returns. They catapulted him into an entirely different financial time zone. His wealth skyrocketed into the billions, and he began acquiring real estate across the world's financial hotspots. Now, money is no longer a concern, but the memory of hardship never left him. Even as a billionaire, Robert Mercer holds on to quiet habits of frugality. He avoids flashy spending, rarely appears in public, and almost never attends lavish events. That's partly because he's never forgotten what it felt like to go without. Those early struggles didn't weaken him. They forged in him a sense of secrecy, discipline, and absolute control. And notably, most of his wealth wasn't inherited. Only about 30% of Robert Mercer's current fortune can be traced to indirect inheritance. The rest is entirely self-made. It stems from his mastery of computer science and an almost terrifying ability to predict market behavior with cold, algorithmic precision. Now, stepping into the next generation, Rebecca Mercer, Robert's eldest daughter, has inherited not only her father's influence, but also some of his eccentric traits. She doesn't need a microphone nor a platform, yet a single nod from Rebecca Mercer can shift the course of an entire election. As the co-founder of the far-right social network Parler, the financial force behind Breitbart, and a major backer of numerous conservative think tanks, Rebecca operates in the shadows, where her name alone commands fear and respect in political circles. Yet behind that strategic mind lies a body fighting a desperate battle against time. Born in 1973, Rebecca has entered middle age, showing all the signs of someone who refuses to grow old quietly. Insiders have whispered about her private trips to Europe solely for stem cell facelift treatments. On one occasion, she vanished for weeks, only to return with a face so rejuvenated that even close relatives were stunned. Her obsession with youth isn't mere vanity, it's a survival weapon in a cold, male-dominated world of power. In the conservative political arena, filled with gray-suited older men, Rebecca Mercer knows that beauty, or at least an ageless appearance, is her shield against skepticism, prejudice, and being underestimated. But over time, that very shield.
Look, she better find somebody that she better find a pretty protege and start putting her up. Give her some training, give her the you know everything that she can use. She got to pass it on. That's what she got to do. That youth of what is it? That youth trying to look young is not going to work forever. So if you want to keep it going, I don't know. Like, do you have a child, a niece, somebody that you want to put up? And I'm not encouraging it, but since she's so obsessed with it, that's obsessed. Like she need to be making a plan B. But I'm pretty sure she got one. But yeah, interesting.
Began to turn against her. Rebecca hasn't just used money to influence elections, she's used it to reconstruct her own face. From facelifts and fillers to cheek, chin, and even eye surgeries, she's reportedly undergone no fewer than 5 major procedures. The transformation was so drastic that even close friends admitted, she's not the same person anymore. The media dubbed it the political face botched by beauty. Rebecca's appearance grew increasingly rigid and emotionless, a bitter contrast to her razor-sharp strategic mind. Each smile lost its softness. Each glance seemed to mask a growing unease. Could it be that she's outmaneuvering every opponent, yet quietly losing the battle against her own reflection? In strategy meetings, she still wants to be the center, not through seduction, but through permanence. Yet now, her carefully constructed mask is beginning to crack. When Botox collides with voter data, when a mind sharp enough to manipulate governments can no longer control its own facial muscles, Rebecca Mercer becomes a living paradox, a woman reshaping America's political map while quietly losing herself in the process. And that's why every day she's not just battling opponents. She's fighting the one thing money can't buy: time. If you're drawn to stories of wealth, power, and manipulation, then this is exactly where you belong. Hit subscribe now. 2. The Rockefeller family, private secrets few have ever known. The Rockefeller family has long stood as a symbol of power, wealth, and sweeping influence in American history. But behind the glittering legacy of fortune and philanthropy lies a string of mysteries, tragedies, and even scandals that few ever hear about. These hidden chapters reveal the darker side of one of the world's most legendary dynasties. To understand the conflicting roots of the Rockefeller dynasty, we must start with the father of the empire, William Rockefeller, Sr. William Rockefeller Sr. was a scandalous figure with a past that reads like something out of a crime novel. He once posed as a doctor, traveling across America selling mysterious miracle cures, making a living through trickery and deception. In 1849, he was accused of raping a 15-year-old housemaid and fled town before he could be prosecuted. He later lived under the alias Dr. Livingston and started a second family, all while never divorcing his first wife. The truth about his double life only surfaced after his death, casting a dark shadow over the Rockefeller family's carefully crafted image as a moral and upstanding dynasty. The controversies didn't stop with the founding generation. The next wave of Rockefellers was also marked by unsolved mysteries, the most infamous being the disappearance of Michael Rockefeller. Michael was the son of Nelson Rockefeller, former Vice President of the United States. In 1961, at just 23 years old, Michael disappeared in Papua New Guinea during a trip to study the culture and art of the Asmat tribe, a group known for headhunting and cannibalistic rituals. While the US government officially concluded that he drowned after his boat capsized, many researchers and locals have long questioned that version of events. Locals and some researchers believe he actually swam ashore only to be killed, possibly even cannibalized, by the Asmat tribe. Eyewitness accounts and village testimonies have only deepened the chilling nature of this theory. To this day, Michael's disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in Rockefeller family history. Beyond the
I think I know what happened. I think I know what happened. You know, what is it? FAFO? He effed around and found out. You hear me? He effed around and he found out. And two, uh, if you can, I see I got a little audience today. Thank you all for being here. And I know I'm late in the game, but excuse me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can, let me put something in that chat button for me. All right. I'm doing a sound check over here on my other computer. See, let me go like this. Okay, I'm answering my own question. I can hear me. I can hear me. Okay, I'm answering my own question. Oh, shenanigans. All right, let's go.
mysteries, the Rockefeller family also faced a heartbreaking tragedy that shocked the nation: the case of Winifred Emeny. Winifred Emeny, granddaughter of John D. Rockefeller, stunned America in 1951 when she killed her two young daughters and then took her own life by carbon monoxide poisoning in a garage. Though born into privilege, Winifred struggled with severe mental health issues and was diagnosed with major depression. In her suicide note, she expressed feeling trapped with no escape from the loneliness and crushing expectations imposed by her family and society. This tragic case sparked debates about the dark side of elite families, where individuals become icons, but often lack proper emotional care. Beyond real-life dramas, the Rockefeller name has even been targeted by cunning imposters, most famously Clark Rockefeller. In truth, Clark Rockefeller was Christian Karl Gerhartsreiter, a German-born man who illegally immigrated to the U.S., assuming the Rockefeller identity to infiltrate high society. Using his intelligence and skillful psychological manipulation, he lived for years under the guise of a Rockefeller family member. With this false identity, Clark married a wealthy CEO and enjoyed a high society lifestyle amid Manhattan's elite. The deception was uncovered only after he abducted his biological daughter following a divorce. During the investigation, police discovered his involvement in a murder years earlier. This impersonation scandal rocked high society, revealing just how deeply obsessed people are with, and the symbolic power behind, the name Rockefeller in American culture. Even the most prominent figures in the Rockefeller family, like Nelson Rockefeller, weren't immune to personal scandals. Beyond serving as Vice President of the United States, Nelson was also known for his complicated and colorful love life. After divorcing his first wife, Nelson Rockefeller married Happy Rockefeller, who was once a close friend of his ex-wife, sparking a media frenzy at the time. That wasn't the end of the controversies. He was also rumored to have fathered an illegitimate child and had multiple affairs. In 1979, Nelson died under circumstances officially described as a stroke while with his personal secretary, a situation that fueled public speculation about his private life. Despite official reports aiming to preserve a clean image, the incident left a lasting stain on the Rockefeller family's reputation. In conclusion, the secret events and personal tragedies within the Rockefeller family reveal that no matter how high they stand atop power and wealth, they are not immune to the very human shadows that haunt us all. From a deceitful patriarch to mysterious disappearances, suicides, impersonations, and scandalous affairs, the Rockefeller family stands as a stark reminder of the darker side of glory. These little-known secrets are crucial pieces that help us better understand America's royal family without a throne in the modern era. 3. The wealthiest dynasty in America.
Hold on. So let me just say something about the Rockefellers. I didn't know anything about the Mercers, so that was something new to learn. I heard about the Rockefellers, and I also watched a video called "The Men Who Built America." I had watched it because I thought it was going to talk about slavery and stuff, but the Rockefellers was in it, and I also just learned some more stuff about them just now on this video. So, and yeah, I hear some really I don't even know the word to use, but I think the richer that the people are, the more eccentric stories that you would hear, because you know it just get really weird. I think they want to take and look at people on a lesser level, and I'm not even going to just say on a lesser financial money prosperity, I guess. um they want to rich people want to look at people like that and say, oh, well, they are poor and they this and that and frown. I knows. And sometimes we might accept it and be like, oh, because they are rich. But because they rich, they more wicked, more nastier. Like they got some S with them. You hear me? So don't think that because you think like they trying to look down upon us, we need to look down upon them. Okay? Not even look up against them, look down on them and start judging people for the person that they are individually, not by their status. See, but that's what's happening, I think, here among all these elites because they have money, but they not good people. Like shit, they might fuck around. Excuse, they might up around and do you out. You hear me? To get that insurance claim, whatever. Like they sound pretty wicked to me. Not saying all of them are, but they got their own stories. They got drug addiction, murders, all kinds of just weirdness going on, sexual things. Like they got their own stuff, and the only thing is that they got some money, which make it able for them to do even more. And with me saying that, and I'm not defending. Just my thought. I'm gonna throw it out there. It's just my opinion. That's the stuff they do. Like what's his name? Diddy? Diddy got a little bit of money. Diddy start acting like them and start doing what they do. It's nothing odd. They can't even admit and tell whether or not Trump was hanging out with Epstein, which you can see the pictures. I'm pretty sure he hung out with Diddy, R. Kelly, everybody. And he old now, but I'm pretty sure when he was young, he used to get it on. You hear me? And I hear he used to like them young underage girls and stuff because he was in charge of the beauty pageant and all that type of stuff for kids and stuff. And he had bad reputations and accusations being said to about him towards those type of events and stuff. Um, so they tried to do it. You know, our people, and they make a big deal out of it. They go to jail, and all this stuff started happening. When, to me, like this ain't nothing. They learning from them. I think they learning from them. So anyway, let's get back to this Wharton family. I don't know much about them. All I know is about the TV show. So we get ready to talk about the TV show, or what? Or is the Wharton family the Walmart family? Let's learn.
America, the Walton family. If the Rockefellers once controlled oil and banking, the Waltons did the same with consumer goods, turning Walmart into the world's most powerful retail empire. From a discount store to a $250 billion powerhouse, the Waltons symbolize America's consumer might. Walmart isn't just a retailer, it runs a global supply chain, creates millions of jobs, and influences prices worldwide. But their influence extends beyond money. They aim to shape the future of education and business. Through the Walton Family Foundation, they have poured billions into education reform and lobbying for policies that favor big corporations. 4. The
Hold on,
Koch
hold on.
family. Meanwhile,
Oh,
the Koch
I gotta stop that right there too. I'm sorry, y'all. When they said they had got a big influence, I really do believe that they influenced that CBD check when we got one um, back in the day that Trump claimed, and I might be mixing it up, but when he claimed that he got the that he did the he got I know he got to sign his name on that stimulus check everybody got. But the only reason that, to me, what I heard that the check came through because Walmart, because remember they were shutting Walmart down, and because of the CBD, um, we couldn't go into stores and all of that. They had to think. They had to think for a minute. Then they opened it up, and you could go in here where I was at. It had days where seniors could come, and there was like a certain amount of people that could go in the store, and because you had to have a certain amount of distance. So they took the square footage and divided it by something, and that allowed X amount of people to come into the store and shop. And then when somebody come out, somebody else can go in. And then they had this day that you can go for seniors, and this day and this time. So they was working it out because not only because they was trying to make sure that the American people could get their supplies and stuff like that. It wasn't about that. It was more so that they were losing money. They were losing money. And he had told me, he said, I believe it's Trump. They said, look, you got to issue out that check. Whether it was Trump, Biden, or whoever it was, they had the influence. He said, give the American people the money because we need the store's doing bad. We need to get that money, give them a check because they're gonna come and spend it in the store. So when you got the money, that stimulus check, it wasn't because they felt bad that they needed to do it for us. They did it for the big wigs, for the economy. They needed to get that done. So they did it for I know for sure for Walmart because it had leaked out that Walmart told them, please give them a check. And because they buddy, he said, okay, I'll do it. And you got your check, and what happened? Went right to Walmart. Went right to Walmart. And then when Christmas time came, it was like over. Said, go ahead on. Everything is open. Resume back to normal because you're going to die anyway. That's what 47 said. DJT. That's another name we can call them. Talking about the same person. Whether I say 47 or DJT or Code Orange, I'm talking about the same people. All right, so let's go back. We're going to go to the next family, but I just wanted to say that family, the Walton family, was responsible for you guys. Well, I got one too. So for us, everybody that got one, thank you to Walmart. That's who did that. Not your wonderful president because they care about you so much. No, they care about the big dogs in the economy. They made it happen. These folks right there made it happen. All right.
Folks manipulate power from behind the scenes. Starting in oil and gas, they swiftly expanded into data, chemicals, paper, finance, and even artificial intelligence. They don't just make money, they shape American politics. With their sprawling network dubbed the Koch Topus, this family quietly controls conservative organizations, tax laws, environmental policies, and labor rights. 5. The Pritzker family. Quiet, but incredibly effective. That's how the Pritzkers run their empire. Starting with the Hyatt hotel chain, they've used trust funds to discreetly expand their wealth, building a lasting legacy across generations. What sets them apart is their political power. Penny Pritzker served as U.S. Secretary of Commerce, while J.B. Pritzker is the governor of Illinois. This family wields not just wealth, but legislative influence as well. 6. The Hunt family. In stark contrast to the calm of the Pritzkers, the Hunt family once shook the financial markets. Originating from oil, they became infamous for their plot to corner the silver market in 1980, triggering the chaotic Silver Thursday crash. Though they face setbacks, the Hunt's power remains formidable. Today, the Hunt family still controls major energy companies and maintains deep ties with America's conservative political landscape. Who do you think is truly rewriting the rules of power in America? Hit subscribe so you don't miss the truths about the remaining dynasties. Can a city as glamorous as Paris belong to one family? Behind the magnificent boulevards, luxury fashion stores, and
Hold on.
bright lights, there is the mark of a powerful.
Back to the Hunt family really quickly. Look, I hit that like button if you can see that right here. I hit like. Then I hit that subscribe button too because this is some good information. And then you see that bell notification all. I hit all. So the next time when they make a video, I will get that. Thank you very much to these people, Billionaires Life for 10. Thank you. And I'm using my copyright fair use disclaimer as well. And I also included it in the description, the um, link to watch it for yourself and that they get all credit for this video that I am reacting to. Um, and with that being said, the Hunt's family that we just got finished listening to, I wondered did somebody down in the generation do the catch up. So that is just something to look into. Like you could just uh, look into it and just see if they like a grandkid or somebody say I'm gonna do a catch up and call it Hunts, like that. It's just that easy, you know. When you got money like that, you don't have to just be that creative. You could just say, if I was rich, I could say, I want to. Honestly, I would like to do a lipstick line. I would like to do a lipstick line, and if I had money like that, I could just call somebody and say, "Hey, I want to do a lipstick," you know, and name it Lipstick Lady. You know, I got a perfect lipstick that I can't even share it, but that's what I'm going to do it. I'm gonna try later to see if I can do. And I don't care nothing about the name because I just really just made that name up. So anybody that want to try to steal it, go ahead, because that's not the name of it. But I would like to have a lipstick line. So, but if I was like had come from these type of family lines and stuff like that, but I won't let that stop me. But when you come for these type of um, family lines, you don't have to do much to try to make something happen. And then for us though, we gotta work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, hope and wish and pray that our stuff work. And whether that was work or not, it don't matter. They got more money. Go to the next thing. Don't sit around and cry about spilled milk. All right. So I'm just wondering, is the Hunt family somebody down the line made to catch up?
Family that quietly controls the pace of life, an image of the City of Lights. They don't need to make a fuss to make the whole world turn their heads. When it comes to the Arnault family, luxury and power are inseparable. They are the richest family in France and a symbol of global success. Bernard Arnault, the head of the family, owns a fortune of up to 233 billion US dollars, 2024, running the world's largest luxury empire, LVMH, from its headquarters in Paris. Bernard's success didn't come overnight. As chairman and CEO of LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, it took him decades to transform the company into a conglomerate that owns 75 luxury brands, including Louis Vuitton, Dior, Fendi, Sephora, and Dom Perignon. For him, luxury is not just a product, but a symbol of status and desire. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on what's coming next.
So look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. So when you walking around fashionable and perfumes and all of that type of stuff, you're actually still supporting your boy. You hear me? You're supporting him. And to me, you know what? When you know better, you do better. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get back to that. I didn't know he owned so much stuff like that. And he got his hands right, not just his hands, on Donald Trump. DGT number 47. Yeah, he could pick up the phone and say, hey, this is happening. This is what I need you to do in order to make my world better, unless you want me. If my world not good, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life, and all this type of stuff. If you don't make me happy, and you're going to pay. I'm gonna go for he's a puppet. So far, the question was: is he a puppet, or is this just who he is? It's gonna be a little bit of both, but I'm going like I'm gonna say 95, 99% he's a puppet, 1% himself. All right, just my thought. Come on, man. What happened?
With USAA Safe Pilot, I can save when I drive safely.
Oh,
With USAA.
Fendi, Sephora, and
oh,
they're
that's
not on.
me.
Francoise currently owns 30.
Let's get back where we was at.
Alexandra is a senior executive at Tiffany & Company, Frederic heads LVMH's watch division, and Jean is in charge of marketing and development for Louis Vuitton watches. One strength of the Arnault family is that the children all hold equal shares.
I'm gonna go back a little bit more. I'm gonna go back right to the sun. So let's go. Cause I messed up.
LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton. It took him decades to transform the company into a conglomerate that owns 75 luxury brands, including Louis Vuitton, Dior, Fendi, Sephora, and Dom Perignon. For him, luxury is not just a product, but a symbol of status and desire. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Over the past 40 years, he has not only built the empire, but also put his entire family in charge of its operations, ensuring that the legacy continues. All 5 of his children play key roles in LVMH. His eldest daughter is CEO of Christian Dior and plays a key role at Louis Vuitton, while his eldest son Antoine oversees communications and the environment. Alexandra, Frédéric, and Jean, who also hold key executive positions in the group from their second marriage, also play a key role in the future of the empire. Alexandra is a senior executive at Tiffany & Company, Frédéric heads LVMH's watch division, and Jean is in charge of marketing and development for Louis Vuitton watches. One strength of the Arnault family is that the children all hold equal shares, together owning 48.6% of the capital and 64.3% of the voting rights at LVMH, ensuring long-term control. While questions remain about Bernard's successor, the contributions of each child have confirmed that the Arnault legacy can be handed over firmly. Bernard Arnault owns an expensive car collection that includes a Bugatti Chiron, a Ferrari F12 TDF, and a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Although he sold his $73 million private jet, he still rents a Global 7500 for his lavish trips. He and his wife Hélène Mercier own a $200 million mansion in Paris's Latin Quarter and property in Saint-Tropez. The family recently acquired a controlling stake in Paris FC, expanding their influence into the sports world. Through the holding company, Tethys, AAS, the Arnault family represents not only power and luxury, but also the very name Paris. But the Bettencourt-Meyers family is also another force shaping the French capital. They are behind L'Oréal, the world's largest beauty empire. At the heart of this legacy is Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers, the richest woman in the world, with a net worth of $99.5 billion, 2024. Her influence stems from her grandfather, Eugène Schuller, who founded L'Oréal in 1909. She inherited the fortune after her mother, Liliane Bettencourt, died in 2017 at the age of 94. Françoise currently owns 34.7% of L'Oréal, making her the largest shareholder and a leading figure in the cosmetics industry. Under her leadership, L'Oréal has grown globally, owning iconic brands such as Lancôme, Maybelline, Garnier, Kiehl's, and employing more than 85,000 people worldwide. Despite its struggles, L'Oréal's stock has skyrocketed over the past decade, making it the largest cosmetics company in the world. In 2022 alone, revenues exceeded 38 billion euros. She is also an author with a passion for Greek mythology and the Bible, demonstrating a depth of knowledge. She heads the Bettencourt Schuller Foundation, which funds scientific, cultural, and social projects, notably a $226 million commitment to restore Notre Dame Cathedral after the 2019 fire. Her family is the foundation of her success. She is married to Jean-Pierre Meyers and has 2 sons, Jean-Victor and Nicolas. Both sons now sit on the L'Oréal board, representing the 4th generation of the family. The strong bond ensures the Bettencourt-Meyers legacy will live on. But they are not the only family that has shaped Paris. Another force is the Wertheimer family, closely associated with the legendary Chanel brand. Brothers Alain and Gerard Wertheimer, representing the 3rd generation, co-own Chanel, with a net worth of $94 billion in 2024, among the richest in France. Despite their low profile, their influence is felt strongly in Chanel's fashion shows, boutiques, and luxury products. Their legacy dates back to the 1920s when their grandfather, Pierre Wertheimer, collaborated with Coco Chanel, who was already a fashion icon. He and Coco Chanel founded Société de Chanel, a company that produces and sells beauty products, especially the iconic Chanel Number Beige parfum. Thanks to this investment and vision, the Wertheimer family retained a stake in one of the most successful luxury brands in history. Today, Alain is chairman, while Gérard runs the watch division in Geneva. The brothers are known as the quietest billionaires in the fashion industry, keeping a low profile, avoiding the media, and rarely attending public events. They don't even attend Chanel store openings, and when they do appear at shows, they sit in low-key spots and drive themselves there. Under their leadership, Chanel generated more than $15 billion in revenue in 2021, up 20% from 2019. In addition to Chanel, the brothers have invested in vineyards such as Chateau Rosan Segla in Bordeaux and Saint-Supéry Winery in Napa Valley. They are also passionate about thoroughbred racing, following in the footsteps of their grandfather Pierre. The family owns the Wertheimer et Frères stud, which has had numerous successes, including winning the Queen Elizabeth II's stakes in 2015. Despite their vast wealth, they maintain a low profile. Alain is said to live in Connecticut and has a large apartment on Fifth Avenue in New York. Gérard Wertheimer lives in seclusion in his Geneva mansion. They still leave a strong mark in Paris and beyond. But the story of Paris's billionaire families is not over. Next up is the Pinault family, Wertheimer's equal in art, fashion, and culture. François Pinault, founder of Kering, formerly PPR, was born in rural France and started his family's timber business in 1963. In the 1990s, he made a bold move into luxury, culminating in the 1999 acquisition of Gucci, transforming his company into a global luxury empire. Today, Kering owns iconic brands such as Gucci, Balenciaga, Saint Laurent, Alexander McQueen, and Bottega Veneta, with billions of dollars in annual revenue. François Pinault is currently honorary chairman, with his son, François-Henri Pinault, taking over in 2005. Under François-Henri's leadership, Kering has restructured, focusing on luxury and expanding globally, with a recent bold move being the purchase of a 30% stake in Valentino. Reinforced Kering's position as a global luxury giant. In addition to business, the Pinault family is prominent in the art world. François Pinault owns a collection of more than 10,000 works, including names such as Picasso, Mondrian, and Jeff Koons. The collection is displayed at the Bourse de Commerce in Paris, a former stock exchange turned museum, thanks to a partnership between Pinault and Mayor Anne Hidalgo. Through its parent company, Artemis, the Pinault family also owns vineyards in Bordeaux and Napa Valley, the prestigious auction house Christie's, the luxury yacht company Ponant, and a major stake in talent agency CAA, which represents big stars like Tom Hanks and Brad Pitt. They are also known for their philanthropic work, most notably pledging €100 million to restore Notre Dame Cathedral after the 2019 fire. Despite their enormous wealth and influence, the Pinault family remains relatively private. François-Henri Pinault is married to actress Salma Hayek and has a daughter, Valentina Paloma. However, little is known about François' other children, Dominique and Lawrence, despite also being shareholders in Artemis. And the story of Paris's richest families continues, with the Dassault family next, with a legacy in aviation. Welcome to the otherworldly power of Paris, a rich symbol of media, culture, and aerospace. It all started with Marcel Dassault, the brilliant engineer who founded Dassault Aviation in the early 20th century, starting out as a propeller manufacturer during World War I. It was Marcel who laid the foundations for a world-leading aerospace and defense corporation. After Marcel died in 1986, his son, Serge Dassault, took over and took the company to new heights. Under Serge's leadership as chairman and CEO, the company not only developed military aircraft and commercial jets, but also expanded into 3D design technology. Their influence extended to media, with the acquisition of the prestigious newspaper Le Figaro as well as investments in Parisian real estate, art auction houses, and even a winery. Despite the challenges, Serge kept the momentum going until his death in 2018 at the age of 93, leaving behind a strong legacy. His children, Laurent, Thierry, and Marie-Hélène Habert Dassault, continue to run the group, with Laurent playing a key role in maintaining the company's spirit of innovation and creativity, as well as running the art auction house Art Curial. The two children, Thierry and Marie-Hélène, continue to uphold the values and standards set by their father. The Dassault name has become synonymous with the identity of Paris, from the aircraft that patrol the skies, to the newspaper Le Figaro, to real estate in the city's most expensive neighborhoods. Next up is the Besnier family, a quiet but powerful force behind the global dairy conglomerate Lactalis. Starting as a small cheese factory in 1933, founded by André Besnier, Lactalis has grown into a multi-billion-dollar dairy empire, with annual sales of more than $30 billion. The family name has been synonymous with excellence and innovation for 3 generations. André started his business in Laval with Camembert cheese, and his son, Michel Besnier, took over and expanded Lactalis significantly. Under Michel's guidance, the company diversified and grew rapidly. After his death in 2000, his 3 children, Emmanuel, Jean-Michel, and Marie, inherited the company. Emmanuel became CEO, and together with his siblings, he holds 83% of the shares, continuing to lead Lactalis internationally. Becoming the world's leading dairy group with 266 facilities in 51 countries, more than 85,000 employees, and owning famous brands such as President, Bridel, Siggy's, and Stonyfield Organic. Emmanuel Besnier, the eldest brother and CEO, holds the majority of the assets, with a net worth of approximately $25.5 billion 2024. However, in 2017, Lactalis faced a major crisis when Salmonella bacteria was discovered in its infant formula, forcing it to recall products in 83 countries. The incident brought the company under intense scrutiny. Emmanuel, often called the invisible billionaire, is famously private and avoids the media, but the company continues to grow strongly. In addition to the dairy business, the Besnier family owns large real estate holdings, including a chateau in Anjou near Laval, and a property in the posh 7th arrondissement of Paris. They have also acquired major companies such as Parmalat, Galbani, and Kraft Heinz's natural cheese division, putting Lactalis in direct competition with corporations such as Nestlé. The splendid and luxurious Paris is not only the pride of France, but also the playground of powerful billionaire families. Do they really own this city, or are they just hidden people controlling everything? What do you think about that? If you find the video interesting, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting stories.
Okay. That was quite interesting to me. I learned some stuff. And to me, it's a lot of families up in Paris that is doing, got their hands in what happens in America. When I keep seeing the pictures of overcrowded cities with tall buildings and stuff like that, real estate, that's what they love and that's what they do. They want to come to smaller towns and build. And that's just more money for them. So I'm going to just say my conclusion of it all. I'm going to say, let me think here, how I'm going to sum it up. And I'll run that phone number by again if anybody want to call you. It's open to discuss. I don't expect no phone call. Look, this line is only open when I'm live. After I'm gone, this is done. Okay? And this is not no regular telephone number. I Google this telephone and I get it for free. That's why the numbers change all the time. So it is what it is for now. So if you would like to call in while this show is going, this podcast, then you can do so. But after that, it's done. So anyway, my whole take is I'm going to say yes. They paid for his campaign. Um, that's what I'm going to say. And I don't even know if they just stay on one side. I don't know how this game is bigger than me. Like I'm pretty sure they got somebody that they prefer to have, right? But whoever wins, they still want to be in that good grace, if that makes any sense. And we still can work together. Whether, we got the same views or whatever, but I'm here to help, like saying for them. Like they here to do whatever they can, that's what they said, like to help benefit each other, I guess. You know, but when I was listening to uh like a lot of these families that got influenced with our officials, we the people still make them who they are. We make them rich. So L'Oreal, that's a lot of makeup. So women are buying into that, and that's all kind of women, right? All kind, black, whites, Mexican, it don't matter. It's all women. But shit, we gonna go past women. It's everybody that's buying it. They good. Everybody buying it. Perfumes, they good. Everybody loves cheese, they good. Like we making them rich. We honestly making them rich. And with that, they're building our wealth and building our families, building our legacies off of the back of us. So while, some people like to how they try to put us in class and try to keep us divided against one another, thinking like some of us thinking we're better than others because some of us are socially, economically a little higher than others. But at the same time, I think we kind of like you can say we kind of on the same level because to get to where they at is going to take a long, long time. And it takes look at all the family generations, everybody know their positions and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we the people make them who they are, and they don't even really appreciate it. I don't think so. I really don't. So, because we just peons and do as told. Really, they have to just make sure they keep the masses in control, and then we all right. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get ready to go, because I'm gonna try to drive a point home. And the point is how how they can do us, right? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with CC's Pizza. The CC's Pizza, everybody have a CC's Pizza because the price is not bad. You have parties. The kids, you can go there and you get like, I'm gonna get 10 pieces for the party. The price is not that bad, right? Even though Domino's, I think, is trying to compete with them, but it's like a smaller pizza. But I'm gonna stick with CC's because this is really true. This is true. This is something true that I know from experience. So, all right, you go to CC's Pizza and you say, "Can I get some of the Parmesan cheese that you put on your pizza?" This is real life because I eat CC's Pizza. Can I get some sprinkled cheese, please? The little Parmesan cheese in the pack. Oh, we don't give that out no more. We don't have any cheese. You don't have any cheese. No, we don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. We don't. The company just stopped giving it. Like we don't order it no more. So my thing is, we the people will continue to buy pizza without no cheese, sprinkle cheese, because they not gonna stop. See me, if I was a CEO, I'm like, we're not gonna sell no cheese. We're not gonna give them a complimentary cheese with the pizza. What kind of what's a pizza without no cheese, right? Like what's a pizza without no cheese? I'm afraid that's gonna make us lose sales. They so think we just so crazy. Said no, we're not gonna lose sales. We are not going to lose sales because we are not giving out cheese. Actually, we look for increase in sales. And what happened? Nobody, I'm pretty sure the sales did not decrease because you can't get no cheese. You just accept it and move on and go, wow, that's what I do. I still get the pizza. I'd be like, that don't make no sense. But it make every time I'd be like, I'm gonna stop buying pizza when I can't get no cheese. It's even like I think somebody bought some cigarettes one time, and they said how they used to give you complimentary matches with your cigarettes, and they said we don't give the matches out no more. Um, and I think it used to be that Campbell, that Cool Joe, that Campbell, um, whatever they was like that, and that was good advertisement for that company. But they don't even. I don't think they give out free matches anymore with your cigarettes. And as high as cigarettes are, you should be able to get your complimentary matchbook. That I'm not sure. I just heard somebody say, and that might be store by store or something like that. But I'm saying all of that to say we, the people, really control this whole situation in narrative, and we make these people rich at the end of the day. So if you just wanna, they can say like Louis Vuitton, whatever, all that fancy stuff, and say, I don't make that for black people, and black people go out and buy it, and then it's super expensive. And like, oh, I can say that just like 47 can say, I can go down the block and shoot somebody in the head, and they'll still love me. So it's like they can mistreat the people and the people will still buy into what they selling. So I'm just saying, instead of we having to get upset and say, well, I'm gonna boycott and this is what we're gonna do, you should boycott every day. Almost like be cautious and conscious about who you're spending your money with. And I'm gonna end it with that. And it's more to come because this stuff never ends. So if you like this podcast today and the information that was shared with you, please share it with others. Please, you can share this video so that others can become more informed with things that's happening behind the scenes. Because sometimes we just look at what we see and we don't even dig into the layers and the backgrounds because it's way deeper than what we can see. So anyway, I plan to come back again. Maybe, because it's always good information to be shared. And like I said again, hit that like button if you did what I was putting down, and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you can know each and every time I go live. You hear me? And have a beautiful day, okay? And be the amazing you. And do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You know what? It's only one dream, and it's your dream. It's not the American dream. It is your dream. You go after what you need to do and do it for yourself, right? Like, they don't care nothing about us. Care about you. All right. Bye. Talk to y'all later. And I just love being here. I love being here. So, you know what? I'm doing something I love. I'm doing something I love. I try to do at least one thing I love out the day. You hear me? Something I love. If I can't do it every day, I gotta get it in there some kind of way. You hear me? So anyway, talk to y'all later. And happy birthday again, Mama. It's my mama birthday. Let me try to see if I can show that picture before I go. Let's see how I can do that. Let's see. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. There go my mommy. There go my mommy. There go Miss Jackie Brown. There go Miss Jackie Brown. My mother passed away. I have a hard. This is my first time this year really celebrating because I be down. You hear me? And I used to get so like depressed and stuff. But this year I bought some balloons. Let me try to do that too. I bought her some balloons. Let's see. Ain't the best picture. Let's see. I bought her some balloons. Let me move this. I bought some balloons. That's her. So my mother gets cremated. That's her right there. And um, in her wallet. That's her little ash. I got like a lot of ashes. And then on her funeral, I gave out ashes to everybody there and stuff. And as I was going through her stuff, I got this on. Oh, let me go get it so I can read it. And I try, I try. You hear me? I try to go by this. This was in her wallet. And now I had it in my wallet, but now I just put it up there with her ashes. It said, "Good morning. This is God. I will be handling all your problems today. I will not need your help. So relax and have a great day." And I try to stick with that. I try to stick with that. So, I try to start the day with a positive attitude. When things don't go my way, I try to accept it and try to analyze why I didn't. And then I just try again. So this is what you see, that little blue thing in her ashes, and then the other thing is like a heart, just a lot of little different things. So I got that, and then let me try to see if I can show you a picture of when my mama was a freedom. She was a freedom fighter. So let me show you them pictures back in the day. Back in the day. Let's see, and then that's gonna be it. There she go. And she go with my other picture. Go mama, go mama. Look, she's probably so proud. I got so many black books and all kinds of stuff. And she's looking at me saying, "My God," and my girl finally got it. She finally got it, and I am her only child. I am her only child, and I miss her dearly. So happy birthday, mama. All right. And anybody watching, you can go ahead and say, "Happy birthday, Jackie Brown. Happy birthday, Mama." Anything you want to say, just in the comments. Happy birthday to Miss Jackie Brown. I remember when the movie came out, she called me. She said, "They're making a movie about me." And she is a movie. You hear me? So, all right. Happy birthday. And I'm going to close out again. And I'm going to put this up. I'm not even going to I'm trying to figure out something because what I'm noticing, like I said, I'm learning all this type of stuff. So when whatever I got on the end of this video, when I hit that end button, that's where it's gonna lock at, and that's gonna be the picture that's gonna be shown for the video. So I'm trying to see. I'm gonna I'm gonna leave it like that. I can do this one. Let's see.
See,
No, no,
baby,
no. I did wrong. No, no. I don't want to do that. I did wrong. I did wrong. So I'm gonna let it close out like this with my mama. With my mama, I always love my mama. She is my favorite girl. I always love my mama. She brought me in this world. All right, y'all. Peace out.